Hello everyone, welcome once again to the African Tech Gurus. This is your channel where learning is by doing, and what we always say is that in as much as you learn with the African Tech Gurus, ensure that you get to understand as much as you can. Apart from just doing the assignment or just doing the task of a given assignment or a particular topic, what we always encourage you is to explore as much as you can to ensure that you understand a particular concept. This is not where the learning ends. You have to learn this one. In future, you have to apply the same concept that you learned today and to come up with something. So what I'm saying is that ensure that you learn. Okay, yes, we are trying as much as we can as the African Tech Gurus to provide all the explanation that we can. But if you find that one maybe somewhere you have not understood something, we always advise that in as much as we are not the only kind of channel or the only kind of place that you can get to understand more concept, we always encourage that we are open. Try as much as other particular site also, see how they teach you. Try to understand every concept. You try from here, try from another end. At the end of the day, the main important thing is that you understand the concept. Yes, that's always encourage all of us that ensure that you understand the concept. So today we are learning about even more pointers. I believe you have been learning about pointers, more pointers, and today we are learning also about even more pointers. I believe you are getting to love this particular concept, even more pointers. So let's see what you have to particular day. So for this day, we have this one, even more pointers. That is what we are covering. And I believe you will be able to go through the resources given, that is pointers and arrays. And if not, there's a video we recorded about pointers, and you will find on our channel too. We'll put the link on description. So you get to understand now the content of it. That is, try to explain the content. That was one, not for the task, but was for the content to help you understand the concept. Now, let's see. So these are some of the resources that you're supposed to read. See pointers, all this. And then all this. And then what next is that you are supposed to come to this particular point where, okay, we have this particular, all this, we have a requirement, we are given here requirements. Okay, I will not go through this requirement first of all, but I'll take you through this. We will come back to that requirement as we begin coding. So let's come to this now. If you are not done the quiz, so this is the quiz. What is the stored pointer to a pointer? What stored inside a pointer to a pointer to an int? It's an address where the address is stored. It's an address where the address is stored. Okay, in this code, what's the value of 1, 1? What you're trying to understand is that it is telling you go to index number 1 of the pointer, that is 1, that is 0, 1. So here we are this point here where we have 3 and 4. And then when you are in 1, that is position 1, you go for position 1 of the content you have. So this is 3 is position 0, 4 is position 1. So that's why the answer is 4. All right, just a moment. Yes, so the answer is this one. So because we have here as 0 and we have this one as 1, but also this one is where we have this point is 1 and this point is this one is 0 and then 1, then 2, 3, 4. But when I say 4, 0, if I say 4, 0, it will say 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will be at this point here, this point, but point 0, meaning that the first one of it, that is 9. So 4, 0 will be 9. 4, 1 will be 10. That's why we have this one as 4. So what is the size of this pointer in this code here? This is, you have been given this one, size of this one. This is this one. Address point is this one. So you have this one. Is an int. Someone might be asking that pointer is always 8 bytes, but it is a pointer pointing to an int. That is why it's 4 bytes. The following code 310. I believe you have known that 330. I'm sorry. So number 3, that is 0, 1, 2, 3. Here 3. And then where? Position 0. So 0, 1. So 0 is 7. So our answer is become 7. Let's come to this other one. In this code, what is the value of 0, 0? That is the first one, that is 0, and then position 0. So 0, 1. So this one, 1. Yes, like that. Yes, this other one, 3, 1, 3, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 is here. 1, 0, then 1. So 1 is 8. Our answer is 8. So what's the value of P in this code? It is 8 byte. Why? Because this one, you have been asked the value of P and not the asterisk P, like this one. So our answer is 8 byte. So what the size of P in this code? This one is 8 byte. Also pointer of an array. Size of this one is 8 byte also. Yes, we are done with that. So that comes to the end of quiz. So let's get into the task. In this task, we have some of the things that we need to do. So let me get to you to the sum of the instruction you need to do. Here I have some of the instruction I've put in place to be able to help us navigate through this particular task. So I will be using background for this to make it clear. I will be using background. That will be easy for me. I will be using background. And I have some of the predefined code here, but I will try to explain each of them so that you get to understand what I'm doing, so that I will not just be helping you to copy and paste the code, but not getting to understand what the code is. I'll try my best to explain each and every part of the code. And where I can't, I will leave you that go and do more research on the same. Yes, let me try as much as I can. So first of all, git pull origin. That is, for example, if assuming that you are working with a team and maybe they have made some updates online and on your GitHub. So maybe you need to git pull the origin to check that, ensure that you are always up to date. So what I will do, let me have my background here. So first of all, the first thing is, I have to cd into the repository, that is ALX law programming. Let me come here first of all, so that here, so I am at this point. I'm at this point whereby I am not into the repository required. Remember, repository we are supposed to use is one. With the repository, we are supposed to use a repository called let's get down here, called ALX law programming. This one is supposed to use this particular repository. So in my background, I already have it. So let me just cd into it. So cd alx dash law programming, like that. Then I click enter. So I am inside that particular repository. That's the first step. The second step is that you are supposed to do what? Let's check our instruction. Our second thing is cd. Okay, we are done that. Git pull origin. I think I interchanged the instruction. So git pull origin to check whether there are changes made online and you have not have it in your local machine. So if I do that, it say already up to date. So there is no changes made online, that is not in my machine. So what's next? Let's get into doing the next thing, that is make a directory. This directory you have been given here. You're supposed to have this particular directory. So let me have this directory. So let me have this way. So directory name. So I will say mkdir, that is make directory. What the directory name is 0x07, like that, dash pointers. But I will encourage you to copy the directory name for the purpose of not having some of the things that for you to be able to work on this, just copy the directory to avoid issues whereby you have wrong spelling. So let me copy the directory. So I say that I have to do mkdir like this, that's directory. Then copy the directory name, that is paste, like that. Then I paste. So this is a directory name, it's the same as this one. So this is a directory name. So when you list file, you'll notice that I have a directory called 0x07 here. So that step is done. What next step? The next step is you are supposed to have the next step as create a readme file. Remember that your file must have a readme files. So let's create a readme files. How do we do that? So I'll come here. Let me just increase my background a bit. Yeah. So let's say create readme file. So first of all, I want to cd into that particular repository directory I've created. So cd into directory called 0x07. So cd into that particular directory like that. Sorry. Let me cd. I'm sorry. Okay, cd. I just cd and I never gave anything. So it takes me back to the home directory. Like that. Alx, where am I? Let me list file. Okay, cd alx low low programming, that is low, like that, then enter. So ls, I have now the pointers function, that one. So this is the pointers strings. So I copy this one, let me now cd into it, cd into this particular given here. So if I list file, okay, if I list file, like, you notice that I don't have anything in it. I don't have anything inside. Why? I don't have anything inside because I have not created anything. So the next step we are supposed to do is to create a readme file. How do we create a readme file? We just say vi, then readme.md. That is, the file has to be inside that particular pointer string. It has to be inside, guys. So it has to be inside. So let's click enter now. And then I click I on your keyboard to go to insert mode. And then what next from there? We write our readme. Our readme, I'll not write anything much. I'll just say that today is even more pointers. That is, ensure that it is not empty. So that's the thing. Even more pointers. Just like that. I don't have anything much like that. I escape. So escape key WQ. Full colon first and then WQ. Then enter. Then when I list file now, you notice I have now a readme file inside it. So I have a readme file. So that step is done. Let's get the next step, that is put car. You have to create a put car for this particular assignment. Remember here, you see here, you are running put car. When you are running the GCC, you need put car. Let me check. For this assignment, don't need put car. No, for this assignment, I don't need put car. So there's no need for me having boot car. There's no need for me having boot car in this, but okay. But let me check the requirement. Let's first check the requirement. What does the requirement says? It says that you are allowed to use boot car. Okay, let's just create. You're allowed to use boot car. So where can you get boot car? Let me come here. First of all, I create a file called boot car. Let me create. I come here. That is vi underscore boot car like that .c. bootcar.c, then I click enter. Then I copy the content of that bootcar. Bootcar should contain something like this. This one is what you click on the link given. This one it is not my code. It is not my code. I repeat, it's not my code. I'm just copying what I've been given here. Okay, someone might be asking, where do I get bootcar? I'll show you after this. Let me escape like that. Where do I get bootcar? You click here. You see this one, you're allowed to use bootcar. When you click this one, you're allowed when you click on, you're allowed to use bootcar. This one here, you click on this link, it will take you to where you copy that bootcar. So you will copy the bootcar there. Yes. So let's continue now. Now we have created bootcar. We list file like this. You notice that we have now two files. What is the next step? Now we have created bootcar. What's the next step? The next step is create main.h file. Main.h file. So let's create our main.h file. Yes, so vi main.h file. So where do we get main.h file? Let me click enter. Main.h file, the content of main.h file is the prototype of this particular task. It is what you are using for this particular task. For example, in this particular task, now task number 0, this one, task number 0, its prototype is this one. You're supposed to have it copy this one up to this end here. And when you copy, you just go and paste it inside the main.h file. So I've created, let me just copy some prototype here. So I will copy this syntax up to here. here, and then you notice that from here now is the same as what I'm giving you here. It is the same. When you go to the next assignment in the next task, you know, next task, you see that this one, this one, let's check if it is the same. Is it the same? Yes, it is the same. Like what is it? This second one, this one. You notice this is the second one is the same thing. So I just copied it out of your assignment. The prototype, when you have prototype here, this is what you copy and you include them in the main.h file. I believe you have understood now. Let me copy now what I have already created here. So let me copy here up to the end of this place like this. I click on copy, then I paste it here like this. I click now on enter. I click escape. Then I click this one, WQ, that is quit, and save. So when I list file, you notice I have putcar, readme, and main.h file. I am done with that. What's the next step? What is the next step? The next step is create main files, main.c files. Are you able to see all these, guys? You are able to see all what you have in this task number 0. So task number 0 has 0 main.c. So you have to create 0 main.c. And what is the content of 0 main.c? It is this one. What you are having from this end all the way up to where? You are copying all this up to this end. Where is it? Here, up to this point. So you are copying all this. So we need to copy. So let's do that. So let's create the first main file. So vi main.c, that is, I'm sorry, 0. So I want to create all of them at once. 0 dash main.c. Wait, the second one? The second one is okay. Let me create this first one, and then I copy also the content first of all. Let me create that first one, and then I copy the content. So vi like this, and then 0 main.c, and then I click enter. Let's copy the content now. Where is the content? Let's copy and paste it. It is the same content we are having here. This content. I copy this content. So let's paste it now here. I say paste like this. So this is it. I've pasted that particular code. It is this point at this other end, here is 0 main. So I've pasted that one now. Then escape like this. We have created that one. Let's create the second one for the second assignment. That is for 1 main.c. So let's copy and create here up to where? Up to here. We are ending it here. Copy again, and then create these files. So vi again 0 dash, no, not 0, it is 1 main. It is 1 dash main.c like that. Then I click enter. Then what I do, let me paste it now like that. I escape, then like that, enter. So next thing is this other one, number 2, that is 2. Let's copy, and then we have it again. So I copy this one. I copy, where is it? Let's get up there. Here, we are copying from this end here up to this point. Then I copy, then I come here and say vi 2 dash main.c, then enter, and then I paste like that. Escape. Next thing is vi 3 dash main.c. I'm sorry, main.c. That's the next one, like that. Then where can we get its content? You come here from this point here all the way up to this point. You copy, you have it here. I'm copying this one because I will be using to run GCC here, like that. So I'm using that one. So next is vi 4 dash main.c, then enter. Then let's see up to this point here. So I copy everything here, click copy like that. Then I say paste, then escape like that. Then vi 5 dash main.c like that. There was the content. come here, here below, you copy this one, copy all this like this, copy like that, and come here, not vi, I will just paste like that, escape, sorry for this, yes, so I'll say escape, then full colon wq, that is, then next is vi6 dash main dot c, like that, enter. Then what's the content? The content, okay, it is not 6, I'm sorry, let me escape, but I don't save, so q and then exclamation, don't save, like that. So let me, if I list file like this, you see that I don't have 6 main, yes, so vi7 dash main dot c, like that, then I click enter, then I copy the code here up to what end, up to this end, I copy like this, I paste it here like this, then escape like that, then I come to the next one, this is 8, so vi 8 dash main dot c, like that, click enter, then insert key to go to insert, then I come to copy from this end here up to this end like this, copy, then I paste it here, and then I escape again, then like that. So I'm done with that. What next? Number, this one, 100, this is now the 100, I'm sorry, so vi 100 dash main dot c, so I'm at this 100 main dot c, so what's the content of it? This is its content up to this point, copy, paste it here like that, escape, yes. So next is, do I have it? Okay, this one doesn't have, so that is the end. So we are done with all main files. So when we list file, you notice I have 0 1 2 3 4 5 7 8, then there is no 9, so 9 is 100, so 8 is 100. No, this is that's 8, it's 100 and that's 9. So that is what we have as main files. What's the next step after creating main files? After creating main files, you are required to, okay, we are done with that. So then there's nb, don't forget to run Betty, don't forget to run gcc, add, and then commit message and all those. So let's get into the task. What is supposed to do? Task number one, let's get into see what do we have for task number one. Okay, not task number one, task number 0, I'm sorry. So task number 0, what is the question asking? Write a function that fills the memory with a constant byte. Then we have been given prototype as this one. The memset function fills the first n byte of the memory area pointed by s with the constant byte b, and then returns a pointer to the memory s. All right, so in this point, guys, let me just first of all create the file name. What is the file name for this particular assignment? It is called memset.c. Let me copy, and I have the name of the file. So vi, and the name of the file is memset, like this, and then I click enter, then I click I to go to insert mode. So from there, guys, now that we have copied the name, we have to write code here, but I will not go step by step to write code. I will invest in explaining to you what the code does. That's what I always want to do. So let me go here, and then I click and copy the code for that particular task. Here is what I've created. Let me show you. This is the code up to this end. Let me copy this code like this, and I have it code here. Let me have it here. So if I have the code like that, I want to explain, there are some few things I'm explaining and I will not repeat to explain. One is this main.h file. This main.h file ensure that your code has main.h file. This is what is referring to the prototype that you created earlier on. That is main.h file. Remember you created a main.h file? I believe you still remember. So in that main.h file, we included the prototype, this prototype here, for which this particular file, that is memset, is referring to that main.h file. And then the second thing also is the comments. Comments here, you see comments. I will not explain again. One is that this one, this meme set, has to be the same as this one. If it fails to be the same, it will always give you an error one that the meme set is not no description for meme set. It always give you that error, no description for meme set. Another thing, you must tell Betty what S is. This S. In all the parameters, you must tell Betty what they are. So this S parameter, memory area to be filled. This represents the memory area to be filled. Number two, the B. B is represent the character to copy. So for example, you have some characters, so it represents which character do you want to copy. For example, I can have here, I can have this character hello. I have, okay, let me see, a variable called B, and it has some content like this, hello, like that. It has a content like that. So when I say B, and then I say like this, assuming this is a variable, and I say 0.0 like that, I must be able to have it, I must be able to get the answer that it is H, what is inside there. It must be H, like that. So position 0 is H, position 1 is E, L, 2, L, 3, and O is 4. So at that point, you're able to understand. So B represents the character to be copied. So if I say the 1 is mean that you will copy character E. If I say 2, copy character L. Like that, it will define the character to be copied. So let me remove this one. It will not, so that I will not confuse some days. Right, let's come here. So now, then you come now to this, now the prototype, and then you come to unsigned int I for this one. This is a loop, and this one you are referring. So what this particular code does is that it takes the function, it takes the pointer to a memory S. It takes the pointer to a memory S. Yes, it is a character. It is a pointer that is pointing to a character. Then what it does is that it points to a character S, and then a constant byte B. This one is a byte also, which represent the character to be copied. And then unsigned int N. Yes, N. So that's add the number of bytes to be filled. It add how many bytes to have to be filled. That's what it represents. First of all, this one is a pointer to a memory area S, and then this one is a constant byte B, and then this one N represents the number of bytes to be filled. So we see that this one we defined as I, and we say that for I is equal to 0, and also I, in as long as I is less than N, meaning the number of bytes to be filled. Then in as much as it is less than that, increase. So this code will terminate. This code will terminate when now I is equal to the number of bytes to be filled, and that is why the code end there and return S. I believe I'll explain to my best. Escape now, like that. Next thing, we run Betty. Remember, you said that don't forget to run Betty. So run Betty, Betty, like that. And then which file are we running? We are running 0-meme set, like that, meme set.c. Then I click enter. Did you mean what have I run? Oh, I'm sorry, I say run Betty. So let me just say Betty. Say Betty 0-meme set.c, like that. Then I click enter. Betty does not complain. Betty says that I'm okay with your code. So we have run Betty, and Betty is okay. Next thing is this one. So now that we have run Betty, we have to run GCC also. So let's run GCC like this. Then I copy and paste it here. Paste it here, and then I click enter. So GCC also run ls. So you need this, that we have now another extra file, this one. So we want to see the content, so that we're expecting to see a content like this. This is our content. So let's do that like that. Meme set, 0-meme set, 0-meme set, like that. Then I click enter. You notice that this is what I am having here is equal to the same as here. So we are okay. So what next? We go to the next task. Okay, I will git push, git add, like this, and then git commit. What is my commit message? My commit message will be the name of that particular task, meme set, copy. Then I have it here, paste like that. Then I click enter. So I'm able to now git push. So let me push. So I have pushed my first assignment, guys. So we are done with that first assignment. Let's get to the second assignment, the second task. That is task number 1. So write a function that copies memory area. It copies memory area. Then the prototype have been given. So and then we return pointer to test here. So we have the prototype. It tells a lot. The prototype itself tells a lot about what we are. It gives us the name of the function, what it return, the destination, and all this. So let's get into this particular one. So let me first copy the name of the file. So I'll just copy the name of the file. Where is the name of the file? Here. So I'll have here copy, and then I have the name of the file to be vi like this, and then I give the name of the file. I will advise you to copy the name of the file to avoid spelling errors. Then I click I to go to insert mode. From there now I will copy the code that I have so that I be able to explain to you. So let me copy this particular code here up to this point. Then copy, click on copy. Then I come to this point. Paste like that. Then escape. Okay, before I escape, let me explain to you. Okay, this point up to this end, I will not explain. This one is, I've told you that this one represents the main file, that is referring to the main file, and this one are the comments. All you can see in the comment, try to do this comment as it is, because try to explain to Betty what you are trying to do. Then now on the code itself, first of all, we have the prototype there. We have the prototype here, that is meme, and then we have test, whatever. Let me explain to you. So what it does is that this particular prototype is able to tell us it's able to tell us that that this function copies a specified number of bytes from a source memory to a destination memory area. That's what this particular prototype is to tell us. And also that this function takes 3 arguments. Which are 3 arguments? Dest, src, and int. So that's the 3 arguments that this particular function takes in. So in these 3 particular arguments, each and every argument has its own purpose. For example, so a pointer to destination memory area dest, and then number 2 is a pointer that point to the source memory area src, that's src, and then also the unsigned integer that specify the number of bytes to be copied. Remember, end is specify the number of bytes to be copied, even in the first assignment. And then, so what is first is that in the function, what we are seeing is that we first initialize I to 0, and then we enter into a loop now that iterates the number of n times. It's able to say that in as much as I is less than n, it iterates the number of times, number of times that the bytes will be copied. It iterates around that one, and then copying byte from src to it now copy src. It copy now the byte from src, that is now where it was copying from, into the dest, which means I believe destination. So into dest, that's what it copies. And as much as it loops, iterates until the point whereby I is now no longer equal to n, then that is where the code ends. I believe I explained that one. So escape now the code like that, and then I get, I'm not git add, I'm sorry. Let me run Betty. So Betty like that, 1 dash meme copy. Is it said like that? I think like that. .c. Then I click enter. It say no problem. Okay, now that Betty has not complained of that, let's run GCC. GCC for this particular task is GCC here. So copy like that, guys. In as much as enter, so no complaint, ls. So we have it. So let's check the content of that one. Meme, sorry, cpy.c. No, I'm sorry. Like that, it's just like that. Yes, you are getting the right answer. So what next? We git add. So git add like that. Git commit. Then what is the commit message? I will use this one as my commit message here. Paste it like that. Then git push. Git push to my repository. Yes, it is pushed now. So next is the third assignment. That assignment, note that, yes, that's number 2. That's number 2. Write a function that locates a character in a string. That locate a character in a string. Yes. So this function, we have that prototype that able to tell us. So let me clear first of all, like that. Then next thing is to copy the name of the file. The name of the file is this one, like this. I copy like this, and then I click on VI like that, and then I paste. Then enter. Let me copy the code and then I explain to you. Remember, we have been told that to have a code that iterates find for a character in a string. You are able to find a character inside a string. So let me do this way, paste it here. Now this point, I believe this far you're able to understand what this up to this area means. So I'll not go back there. So if you don't understand, just go to the previous task, and I explained the first 2 tasks, and I explained, and I did an explanation of the same. So let's see what task 2 is. First of all, you have to understand that we have this particular prototype here that able to tell us that this particular prototype has 2 parameters, that is this one and this one. And then what does this particular function does? What we are required to do is that to have a function that searches for a specified character in a given string. And that is what this particular prototype is able to tell us. That it takes 2 arguments that are said, that S and C. And that is C, that it describes the character to be searched in a string. That is why you see that C say that the character to be located. So that is what it means. And then S is a string to be searched. You have a string. For example, you have a string called hello world. And then we have a character C where we are looking, maybe we are looking for E in that hello world. Maybe we are looking for L in that hello world. So C represents what you are looking for in that particular string. And C represents the string itself. For example, I can say, my name is African Tech Gurus. Maybe I'm looking for G in the African Tech Gurus. What am I looking? C. So C is G. Okay. Now I'm able to understand that. Now what do you do next after you have understood that way? So first of all, you have to understand that in this particular code that I've written here, it first initialize the variable index to 0. That's why you see that I'm saying index 0. And then it ends loop iterates. It iterates in as much as it has to be greater or equal to null byte. When you see this one, it represents a null byte. It means that it is not 0. It is not, and as long as you have not reached to the end of that string. If I say African Tech Gurus, in as much as I have not reached to the last character, that is S, key continue increasing, continue moving the next character, continue moving the next character until you find another character which I'm looking for. Yes, so I say that if this one is equal to C, then what you do, US plus the index, then you return this one. I believe I explained now. Let's escape now. Let's escape like that, and then let's run Betty. Betty 2-strchr.c. Betty say I have no complaint. What next? We have to run GCC. We have to run GCC for this particular. So I come here, I copy this like this, click copy, paste like that. Then I click enter. So when I list file, you notice that I have another new file like that. So let's check the content of that particular file. 2-strchr, then enter. You understand that it has this one, LL0, like this. You see? So that is the expectation. Yes, it is the same answer. So we are done with that. So what next we do? We git add. Guys, as you push to the repository, git commit like this, and then what is the answer? What are you using? I'm using this one as my commit message, so that I'll be able to tell what I've done like this, and then git push. All right, so it's pushed now. So when you push, click on you check your code. Click here. When you push, click check your code. Yes. So I'll not check mine. Mine are all done. So you check yours, and assume that it is working. So click after you push, you check your code. Yes. So let's check the next task. That is task number 3. That is task 3. That is VI. The task name. What's the task name? The task name is this one. Task name is this one, guys. and then I come here and say paste that name like that, and then I am at this point. Let's now get into the code of this particular task, and then I explain to you. So this is the code. Yeah, seems to be the longest. Yeah, all right. Let's copy. I'll explain to you each and every part. In as much as I'm able to do, I will what I can. Then, so as I say that I'll not explain the upper part, this upper part is the main file. It connects the main file where prototype are, and then the comments, and the comments is able to tell you that this one is a string function that get a length of the prefix substring. Okay, we never read even the question. Let's just get back into the question. Write a function that get the length of the prefix substring. Yes. So that is why they say that this is a function that does what? It gets the length of the prefix substring. S is the string to be searched. You have been given a particular string, and you're supposed to search for that particular string. And then accept is the prefix to be measured. Accept represent the prefix to be measured. You have to tell Betty whatever you're doing. Then return byte is S, which is consists of the bytes from the accept. Then what you are noticing is that in this particular code is that we have said that it's a function that returns the length of a maximum initial segment of a string, that is S, and then also contain only characters from a string accept. Remember we are using what? Accept, which represent the prefix to be measured, and then the function takes two arguments. We have talked about the string that is S and accept. Those are the two arguments that this particular code takes in. All right, and then first of all, what we are seeing is that I just first initialize the variable bytes to 0 here. So I initialize the variable bytes to 0. And next thing is, after this one, I enter into a loop to iterate, to go through the loop and check for a particular condition. First of all, you say 0, and then accept index. Is it accept index is equals to 0? No. Is it, if it is not 0, okay, now the index you give is 0. So checks on 0, and then add again, it will be 1. Check on 1, like that. If S now accepts equals to index, in much as if you find the particular prefix you are looking for, then you break, else return this one. So when you reach the end, the null byte, when you reach that particular end of that particular string and you have not achieved what you are looking for, then you return that particular thing. So of course, before you reach the end of that particular string, you will be able to achieve what you are looking for, or the prefix you are looking for. So let's run Betty, and then Betty strspn.c. Betty has no problem. What next? Betty will not give you problems if you explain to Betty what each and everything you are doing. Explain to Betty what you are doing. Let not Betty try to reason by herself what you are doing. So GC has run. ls, you have another new file like this. So let's just the content of that file, strspn. What have I written? I written wrong spelling. Yes, I've written wrong spelling. Like this, 3-strspn, like that. Yes, it's 5, and it's 5 here. So we are getting the right thing. So what next? What next is we git add, git commit. The commit message I'm using is this one, strspn. That is my commit message. Yes, git push now. Yes, I've pushed. Let's get into the next task. The next task is task number 4 here. That is task 4. Write a function that searches for a string for any set of bytes. Searches for a string for any set of bytes. Yes, all right. Let's get into it. Let's see what you're supposed to do. vi, then the name of that particular string file. I'm sorry. And then I to go to insert mode. You will not be able to write anything in as if you have not typed I, which will allow you to be able to write code in it. Let's copy the code. I have the code for here. What is this? Let me just copy again. Let me copy here up to this end. Copy, and then I have my code here. So in my code here, guys, as you can see, we have here and here. Let me not explain anymore, but I will use them to explain this here. All right. First of all, these are functions that search for a string for any set of bytes, as I explained in the function. It's a function that searches for a string of any bytes in another string, except you have another string called accept. So it searches for that. And then the function returns a pointer to the first occurrence of the bytes in accept. So that are found in S. So if none of the bytes in accept are found in S, then the function takes two arguments. So that is, you have to understand that also the function takes two arguments. That is the pointer to the string S, as you can see, pointer to the string S here, and also the pointer to the string accept. So pointer to the string S and pointer to the string accept. And also the function, what it does is that you are using initialize index, and then you go into the loop. That is that the function is that it enters in the loop and iterates over the character and in the string pointed by S. So the loop terminates whenever it will encounter a null byte. What's a null byte? Null byte is this one here. Whenever it encounters this one, it will terminate. It means that it has reached the end of that particular code. So for each character in S, the function checks whether it is present in the string. It is present in the string accept, that is what it does. And then if the character is found in accept, if the character is found in accept here, if it is found in this accept, then what it does is that it returns pointer to the character in S. And if the character is not found in accept, the function continues to the next in S until it encounter a null byte. That is when the loop terminates. So escape now. And then Betty, we are running Betty like this, Betty, then the name, that is 4-strp prk, like that, .c. Betty is okay, I have no problem. So if Betty is okay, what we run next is gcc. Let's run gcc. Then enter. Yes, gcc has no problem. Let's list. Yes, let's check what is inside that one. strp brk, like that. Oh, there is 4, sorry, that is 4 dash. Enter. Yes, you're able to get what you are looking for. Here is the same as what we have here. So wow, we are going good. Git add, git commit, strp prk. That is what I'm saying. And then I click this one, I click enter, then git push, like that. So I am done with that one. Next assignment is task number 5. Task number 5, it says write a function that locate a substring. So it locate a substring. So first of all, you copy the name of the file, that is this one. Copy, that is vi, the name of the file. Let's paste the name of the file here, like that. Enter. I to go to insert mode. Then I copy the code and I explain to you. Sorry. Yes, let me explain. So these are the comments. These are comments and all those. So what this particular function is that this particular function it starts checking if the needle, this one, if needle string is empty string. It's just that is how it does. You have the two arguments, that is this one and this one. These are the arguments that we have in this particular function. And then it checks first of all, is the needle, is it an empty string? in which case it returns the pointer to the beginning of the haystack. So it says, first of all, if it is equal to 0, meaning that it's empty, it returns into haystack. While this one, you have now to come to haystack now, then it loops through each and every character in the haystack. If the current character matches the first character in the needle, then it enters a loop to compare the subsequent characters in both strings. And if all characters in the needle match, it returns therefore the pointer to the beginning of the substring in the haystack. And if there is no match, what it does is that it increments the haystack and continues searching. It will increment and continue searching. That is, you're incrementing this one, and then you come, okay, this one plus 1, index plus 1, until you get this one. So it returns haystack. So it increments. So finally, if the end of the haystack is reached without finding the match, it returns the null. So it will return for us a null if you reach the end of the haystack without reaching or finding what you are looking for. So it returns null. That is null byte. As you can see, it's returned a null byte. All right, escape. Let's run Betty. Then what's the name of the file? It is 5-str.c. Then enter. Betty has no problem. Let's run GCC. Where's GCC? GCC is here. I run copy, run GCC, paste, enter. This GCC has no error, ls. So let's check the content of that 5-str like that. Then enter. So it's a world. Yes, you're able to get what you are looking for here. Yes, world. So what next? We git add, we git commit, like that. And then what is the message to commit with? We are committing with str. Then I close like that. Git push like that. So that comes to the end of that particular task number 5. All right, let's keep moving. Task number 6. Let's keep moving. Task number 6 says that write a function that prints the chessboard. This is how chessboard look like. So it has to be 8, 8. It has to be 8 like this, and then 8 downwards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 rows, 8 columns. So chess is 8, 8. So 8 rows, 8 columns. So this is what you are supposed to print a chessboard. So what's the output? Output should look like this one. Yes, let's check. Let's first of all write the name of the file like this. Copy. Then vi, the name of that particular file. Paste. Then I to go to insert mode. Then let's copy the code for this particular task. Like that. I think I'm done. Let's come to this end and paste it like this. So let me escape. Okay, before I escape, let me explain to you that this function, first of all, it takes a pointer to 8 times 8 array, meaning that I say that as I said that 8 times 8 array means that it is 8 rows and 8 columns of characters, and also it prints a chessboard. So after taking all this array and then it prints a chessboard, the function uses a nested loop to iterate over the rows and columns of the array, printing each character in turn. For example, if you try P or I, so first of all you have to initialize to declare a variable like this one. So because I'm using for loop, I just declare, so that we initialize inside this one. I0, I is less than 8, and then I increment. So remember, I represent rows and J represent columns. So we have that also for I, that is the first row. When you ended with the first, okay, J represent rows, I represent columns. So when you end with the first row, that is the first row, you run the outside 4, which is now the columns. No, I'm sorry. When it end the first column, that is this J, I was right. J, when it end the first J, that is columns, it goes to run the outside, that's a row. go to the second row. After you end that column like that, all those. So that's how you do it. Then then it prints that particular characters, and then it print a new line. So escape Betty print, tell us 7 print chess pod .c. It say I have no problem with it. Okay, since you have no problem, Betty, we can run GCC. So let's run GCC like this, copy and paste like this. So click enter. So list file, I have no problem. Let me check what is inside this particular file. So this way, yes, we are getting the same thing. You get the same thing. All right, now we are done with that. Git add, git commit like that. What's the message for commit? The message for commit is chess is mental torture. All right, I don't know if it's mental torture. You guys know. Then git push. All right, we are done with that. Let's get into task number 7. Task 7 say write a function that prints the sum of 2 diagonals of square matrix integers. All right, let's check what you're supposed to cover. You're supposed to have something like this. Here 1, 0, 1, 5, 10, like this, or this. It has to be something. When you give this one, it will give you something like 113, 10, 60, 10, 16. And then you give another, but you give you like this one. So let's first of all create the file name. vi, the name of the file. Yes, I to insert mode. Then let's copy the code and explain. Remember, we are writing a code that took, right, let me copy like that. And then I paste it here. So I have copied that particular code. So what this first of all, is a function that takes a square matrix of integers represented as one-dimensional array. I believe you know what one-dimensional array is, and its size also. And then also what it does is that it calculates the sum of 2 diagonals. Remember, the function is that we have been asked to calculate write a function that calculates 2 diagonals. Is it? Yeah, the sum of 2 diagonals of matrix and prints them separately by comma. For this, so this particular code, it does that and separate them by comma. So what it does is that it first you're able to see that I've initialized a variable like index sum is equal to 0, sum 2 is equals to 0, and then we have index I have not initialized to anything. So I just declare. So I've declared index variable. I've just declared them in one line. So this is declaration as long as initialization for index. So no, it is declaration for index as well as the initialization for sum that is equal to 0 and sum 2. Then I now come to index, I initialize to 0, and then I say that in as long as index is less than the size, that is the size which is now the size of the matrix. In as long as it's less than the size, increment. So it will enter into this particular loop until the point whereby index is no longer less than size. Then when it's no longer less than size, now that particular it ends. Then it checks also this one. It's for the sum 2. Now that was for sum 1. For sum 2, index this one, it add to what you have in the index value. Sum 2 index value. Then what you do, decrement the size. That is pre-decrement. And then you print that sum 1 and sum 2. There, that is it. So I've explained that. Okay, first of all, I explained that I've explained this function. It's add the sum of these 2 diagonals, and what it does is that it prints the 2 of them separated by comma. Remember, we have been told to separate by comma. That's why you're seeing that here. I'm using comma here. So you have been told to use separated by comma. So let me escape like this. Then let's run Betty 8 dash print diagnose. Diagsams. I'm sorry. Let's see. It say I have no problem. Betty say I have no problem with that code. Okay, thank you, Betty, for having no issues with us. So let's come here, copy, paste, then enter. So list file. Let's check the content of this. It must give us the same content. So this one, I paste. Yes, it gives us the same thing. All right, so we are good. We're good to go. So git add, git commit. Git commit is the commit message. The commit message is this one. The line of life is a ragged diagonal between duty and desire. All right. Then I do that. Then git push. All right, guys. Up to that end, we have come to the end of mandatory task. What next is advanced task? Let's get into advanced task. All right. Right. Congratulations for coming up to this fire. Congratulations for coming. Let's get to the task number 8. Task number 8, let's copy. That is now advanced task. So VI, so this one now is the bonus. We are doing now the bonus. So here, in as much as you do this, I'm sorry. What have I done? Okay, let me do this one. Yes. All right, let me pause again. Sorry for what happened. Let's create again. VI 100. It's called, let me copy here. Let me copy it, paste, then I click enter. So insert, to go to insert mode, then you copy the code, then I explain to you. All right, this is the shortest code of all, the shortest, and it does what is expected. So let's paste it here. First of all, you have the main H file as of course as the normal thing that you normally. So this main H. So what it does is that it refers to the prototype. Then we have here the comments. That's able to, by the comment is able to tell you a lot about this particular code. Because I say set string, it is set the value of the pointer to car. It set the value of the pointer to car, and then that is S is the pointer, while 2 is the car to be what to point to. So what this we say that this particular code here is as a function, and this function it takes 2 arguments, as you have seen, that is this one, as you have seen this one. So it takes 2 arguments, this one and this one. So this is the argument that it takes, and also the function sets the value of the pointer to a car to a value of 2, this one. So this one, we say that it sets this one, the value of the pointer, which is this one, to where? To this particular pointer 2, where this pointer is pointing to. And then next thing is that function does not return any value. That you have to know that it says, that's why I say it void. That's why I'm using here void. So it does not return any value. That you have to understand. That is why it is using void. So it simply modifies the value of the pointer to car and it passes it. That is what it does. That is, we say that this one, then 2. That's how the code does. So escape like that. And then what next is run Betty. Betty, be nice to us. Betty, please be nice to us. Please, Betty, be nice to us. Enter. Yes, Betty has no problem with us. So next thing is you run GCC. Since Betty has not complained, let's run GCC. Copy, paste, enter. GCC has not complained. List file. So let's see what next here. Let's check the content. The content should be equal as that one, pop whatever. That is yes, Bob Dylan, Robert Allen. All this is to be the same. It should be the same as this one. All right, so what next? We git add, git commit, like that. And then what's the commit message? Git push. All right, so we are done with that. Let's get to the last task. That is this one. This one is create a file that contains the password. This one that contain the password of crack me executable file. Contain the password of crack me executable file. If you click this one, it will take you where you have that file. So your file should contain exact password, no new line, no extra space. Remember, no new line, no extra space. If it has space, you get it, it will not check. This here will not check. If you have a space, and then I think if you create a new line, it will not check. I repeat that one, it will give you an error. Yes, all right. So let's clear this one and run and do, I'm sorry, clear and do our last task. So what's the name of the task? This is the name of the task. All right, I don't have code for this. vi paste. Then insert I to go to insert mode. What is the answer? Do I still have the answer for this? Yes, I think I never wrote it here, but I have it. So the answer is this way, just like this. 1, 2, 3. And then I click now, escape. Don't add any space, don't add any new line. Like that. Then I git. There's nothing you are doing. Git add. There is no bet you are checking. Git commit. Like that. Then what's the commit message? Like this, copy. And then you paste like that. Enter. Then git push. All right, guys, we are done with that. I believe at this point we are able to understand each and every concept we have learned. Try as much as you can to understand every concept. Don't be left out. Don't be just there to pause a video and then you copy the code and then you continue. Be that kind of a person who would like to see each and every part of the code and hear the explanation. I will encourage you to always try to understand the code as it is. Thank you very much for always listening to us. Thank you very much. We are much appreciated to you as a team, as a community that has helped us to grow together, and we'll always promise to deliver as we have promised. Bye bye, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and also link to a friend. Tell a friend we have here a good stuff. Bye bye. See you in the next video.